The Colorado Avalanche make a huge trade today, picking up some much needed help in the crease. In this video, we're going to break down the trade and how this is going to impact the Colorado Avalanche going forward. So you're not going to want to miss this episode of Hat-Trick HQ. But before we get into it, we got to say that 91% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you want to keep up on the latest trades, rumors, everything happening around the NHL, make sure you're down below and hit that subscribe button. But Darius, with that said, I mean, Colorado has had a little bit of a rough start to the season. I wouldn't say rough, but a kind of unexpected start to the season. They're in the middle of the pack of the Central. A lot of fans have been looking, asking for a change, asking for a shakeup, and that's exactly what we got today with this huge blockbuster trade where the Colorado Avalanche traded Alexander Georgiev, Nikolai Kovalenko, I think I nailed that one. A 2025 fifth-round pick, a 2026 second-round pick, and the Avs receive Mackenzie, Blackwood, Giovanni Smith, and a 2027 fifth-round pick. And I love this trade for the Colorado Avalanche. I mean, this year, Mackenzie Blackwood has played phenomenal on such a lackluster San Jose Sharks team. I mean, if we just look at the numbers here, I mean, Mackenzie Blackwood on a 911 save percentage, Georgiev on an 874 on such a stacked Colorado Avalanche team. They're getting some much needed improvement in the net right here. Obviously, this Twitter user says giving the Avs a 911 goalie is such a huge boost. Let's not forget about that part. And, they are giving up a little bit here by retaining some salary on Georgiev, retaining 14% of this salary. But it is definitely worth it. He's on his last year of his contract. So is Blackwood. He's only got a $2.35 million cap hit, so retaining that 14% on Georgiev's $3.4 million. It's really making up that space that you just acquired by shipping out the 3.4. So, I mean, what do you think about this trade, Darius? I think it is a fantastic trade. If we just bring the stats back up, what's your initial reaction on this one?
I mean, this is a great trade for not only the Avalanche. I mean, it's a great trade for the Colorado Avalanche. Let's make no mistake about it. But it's also a great trade, I think, for the San Jose Sharks. Both teams are getting something that they need to solidify themselves going forward. Obviously, the Sharks want to continue to get younger and add more skill. That's exactly what they did in this trade, especially with the second round pick, of course. And then obviously the Avalanche needed a goalie. Georgiev is not getting it done. And this team, yes, they haven't had a bad start to the season to this point per se, but obviously they're middle of the pack. And I think this is a team with aspirations of being first, second in a division, and obviously going on a deep playoff run. So if you ask me, adding a 9-11 goalie to the Colorado Avalanche at this point, watch out. And it's not just, you can't just look at the stats. Mackenzie Blackwood has had a fantastic season on a really bad team. And I mean, they're not like really bad. They've really picked it up, right? But if you look at the standings, this is not a good team. So he's really been putting in the work. He's a great goaltender. He's really worked himself up. Obviously, his start to his NHL career wasn't that great, but he's worked himself up to a starting goaltender in this league. And I think that the Avalanche, I don't want to call it a panic move, but it is a panic move to a degree because they needed a goaltender to get going here. So I think it's a really good trade. We can dive into the Sharks, side of it in a bit, but obviously I think retaining the salary on Georgiev was a necessary evil as well. You had to do something there because no team was going to take him straight up. And at the same time, like you mentioned, it kind of offsets, right, the salaries at least. And getting Blackwood was something that I think the Avalanche needed to do. I think this is something, I don't want to say is going to turn around their season, but I think this is going to make them that much better. And I think they're a cup favorite again. I would say arguably they already were, but now that they have a solidified number one goaltender in net again, a guy that I think can be in the NHL at this point, they're going to be a scary team.
Well, obviously, Chris McFarland and the Avs, they want to win again. They want to win during the McKinnon and the Rantanen and the Cale Makar era here in the Avalanche, because it is sadly going to come to an end soon, because someone's not going to be able to resign. It's going to be, it's going to fall within, like the Chicago Blackhawks dynasty did with Taves and Kane and everybody kind of just getting shipped out after they won the cup. And now it's kind of seeming like we're getting to that point in Colorado where they're in win now mode. They want to win another one while they still can, because McKinnon is arguably still one of the best players in the NHL. So you want to take advantage of that by going out, getting some much needed help here in the crease. I mean, having a 911 save percentage with a 6-9 record is absolutely ridiculous. It's like unheard of. So when you get him on a team that can score goals, can just give him the lead and make him feel a lot more protected when he's in the net, it's definitely going to help him succeed even more. And I wouldn't be surprised if these numbers start to climb for him. I know that the defense core is kind of a little bit different than what it was in San Jose. I feel like San Jose has a lot of those gritty defenseman type defenseman, but Colorado's more on that other side where they have like Sam Girard, they have Cale Makar, a lot of these more two-way offensive guys. So it will be interesting to see how Mackenzie Blackwood does adapt to that, and if, you know, maybe not having his guys like Mario Ferraro is going to hurt him. But, you know, that's always something that they can go out and get. They can go out and get, you know, those big gritty guys that they need on that blue line. But I really do like this trade, and like you alluded to, we got to talk a little bit about the Sharks side here. Obviously, you know, this is a huge win for the San Jose Sharks. They went out, they got the rights from Mackenzie Blackwood back a couple of years ago for a 6th round pick, and this is what they're getting in return for him. That is absolutely a great investment by Mike Grier and the San Jose Sharks by going out, getting him for a 6th, and then getting all of this in return from Georgiev, Kovalenko, a 5th, and a 2nd. I mean, that is just great work by Mike Grier and the San Jose Sharks. I love this trade for them.
It's a great trade on the other side as well. And just to finish up on the Colorado side really quick, just a quick note. I think Giovanni Smith is an underrated part of this deal as well, because they were really injured earlier in the season. They could use some more forwards. And I think that Blackwood's going to be just fine on the Colorado Avalanche as well, because yes, maybe a little bit of different style, but their team defense I think is a lot better than the Sharks, and their commitment to winning. Obviously McKinnon is crazy over there. He wants to win. He's really motivated. So I think they'll be fine. But on the San Jose Sharks side of things, like you said, a 6th round pick a couple of years ago to get this guy, and they flip him for a bunch of assets, a 2nd round pick, you know, some young talent. I think that's a great job by Mike Grier. He is really building something special in San Jose, and obviously the way they've been playing the last little while has been better than the start of the season. Obviously Celebrini has been unbelievable. I mean, like, we can't even talk about him in this video. That's a whole another video to talk about Celebrini. But the rest of the team, they got guys like Tyler Toffoli. Like, they're bringing in older guys as well, and I think that's why they're finding success. If you look, you know, at another team like the Buffalo Sabres, they went too young too quick, you know, and it's an absolute mess. I think the San Jose Sharks are doing it correctly. Mike Grier is doing a really good job, and this is really good asset management. This is going to be a very good team in a few years. And again, a 2nd round pick, I mean, that is a pretty good haul.
Kind of reminds me of a Kent Hughes type move. I think Kent Hughes has done very well with asset management in Montreal, and I think Mike Grier is taking a page out of his book here by getting all these picks that they can use in the future, whether it's in the draft, whether it's acquiring guys at the deadline to make deals work. So I really do like this from San Jose, and you guys been seeing all the San Jose videos we've been putting up. I think San Jose has been becoming my 2nd favorite team in the NHL. I love this team. I think Georgiev is going to have a lot less pressure on him now in San Jose, which I think will definitely help him perform even better than what he is. I think was under the microscope a lot. A lot of fans, a lot of media were really bashing on this guy early on the season for having such a slow start. So he goes down to San Jose where there's no pressure to win. I think he gets back in form. But all around, great trade. I don't think there's winners and losers. I think both teams are winners in this situation. Great trade all around the board. Want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you think of this trade? Who do you think won? Who do you think lost? Or do you think was an even trade on both ends? Let us know down below. If you guys enjoyed this one, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. We're trying to get 8,000 subscribers here before Christmas, so appreciate if you're not subscribed already to go down below and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check out a video we did the other day, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host KC alongside my co-host Darius. Keep your stick on the ice.